जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. Sri Ramakrishna is answering what is the way and continuing, and the questions are following. Is it good to renounce the world? Master, not for all. The aim to reach God is common for all. The path is decided by nature and God. Till we surrender to God unconditionally. Otherwise, nature guides. Even after renunciation, the surrender to the divine is essential to overcome the forces of past tendencies, vasanas. So, the path of renunciation and path of passing through the world and all experience of the living in the world, renouncing the world and getting engaged in the world and transcending and go beyond. Through enjoyments, beyond enjoyments. One is renounce the enjoyments and pass. Here there is safety and there is protection, divine protection and nature's help. There it is the every moment you must be consciously surrendering to divine and offering all your activities to the divine consciously, which is rather difficult because of the overload of the work and activities, and everything is selfish oriented. Now something is going beyond those limits. Now we see here the Sri Ramakrishna is telling, not for all, those who have not yet come to the end of their experiences in the world should not renounce the world. Some experiences are necessary for evolution. Can one get drunk on 2 annas of worth of wine? 2 meanings here it gives. Little doing sadhana, is it sufficient? Or is it this world, what you have experienced, the pains and sufferings because of which, oh, I have to go beyond. These are all time killing and efforts taking in vain. With all efforts in the world, I did not get anything in the end. Last end of the life, he sees, I am in the same trap. I am in the same rut of the old. I could not come out. I could not get any real joy in my life at all. Living in the world with all things, all needs of life fulfilled, still he cannot find fulfillment in life. Unless he constantly struggles to evolve by offering every moment himself and all his activities to God. So that thing, that experience of enough of this, I have to go for higher. Not because of it is not giving me joy, but out of growth. Oh, I have to grow. This is enough. This was needed. Now, 7th standard is over. Is go to the 8th standard. No rejection, no dislike, no comments, no criticism, nothing. Just is evolving to higher levels of renunciation. Is through growth going to the needs of the world are satisfied, and he doesn't seek or feel the needs of the worldly needs in his life, so he goes to higher level. This is renunciation. In householders, he attends to all duties of life but remains uninvolved. Then, should they lead a life in the world? Yes, they should try to perform their duties in a detached way. Before you break the jackfruit open, rub your hands with oil so that sticky milk will not smear them. The maid servant in a rich man's house performs all her duties, but her mind dwells on her home in the country. This is an example of doing duty in a detached way. You should renounce the world only in mind, but a sannyasi should renounce the world both inwardly and outwardly. It is something like it's extremely difficult unless some backing from somewhere is there. The at least constant touch with the holy man, some evolved souls who can talk to them only about spiritual world and spiritual life. That kind of something help must be there from the one of the important parts of spiritual life. In case a person remains in the world is unbroken thought of God. How can I make this unbroken thought of God? Constant viveka and supply of the spiritual food like satsanga, somewhere, some evolved soul giving, helping. This is the way, this is the reminding again and again, reminding must be there. And then this capacity to bear all sufferings, insults, losses, everything. The capacity to bear, not get rejected. In trusting the days of good, glorious means towards the freedom a person is able to attain. That much of this one becomes necessary in the life in the world. Do the duties, then you can do the duties in a detached way. Detached way he can do, just even if he gets satsanga, company of holy men, he can do in a detached way. Before that is oil, smearing the oil before you jackfruit. Maid servant in a rich man's house perform all duties, but her mind dwells on her home in the country. See how the household, this maid servant in a household, she lives there. These people, she comes from some village to city, somebody's house she is working. The whole mind is there. My children are there. I don't know what food they have taken today, how they are living. Is there anybody who is sick? No, I am not getting information. She is attending to all things, but her mind is always constantly dwelling on her children and her family in the village. Like that, she is not escaping any work, but in a detached way she is doing everything perfectly, more perfectly than what she would have done in her own house, because she has to satisfy the master where she is working. So with the same dedication, because he has to offer all the acts to God, he does with great care and concern. But then detachment is there because his whole attention is on the divine. I want to reach that, I want to reach that. You should renounce the world in mind. The sannyasa, Sri Ramakrishna used to explain two types of sannyasa, Gupta sannyasa and Vyakta sannyasa. Many are there, though very few, totally untouched by the woman and gold, living in the world with all others. But it is very difficult, and without complete surrender to the divine, such as circumstances in family life becomes impossible. The eyes unknowingly will be going towards the objects of enjoyments. It identifies, I am renouncing this, also should go away. You should not be able to perceive such kind of, I am forcing, they have not become rasavarja. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Those people can live anywhere. Those who are enlightened souls, whether they live in the world, they live alone, they live in a monastery or anything, it doesn't make any difference because he is enlightened. Others who are not enlightened, to live in the world totally like a sannyasi, Gupta sannyasi, needs tremendous capacity. A few we may see absolutely unattached. Nothing brings them pain or botheration. They are able to see in the light of the eternal, in light of God, in light of the divine. Means how much of tapas they must have done, how much of tapas they might be doing at the very time they are in the world to maintain that spirit of sannyasa within. But a sannyasi should renounce both inwardly and outwardly because he is the teacher for the world. He has to reach the goal and be an example to the world. Outwardly, because he has to make others, both householders and sannyasis, to be an ideal. Who is going to renounce for them also. How to live in the world as sannyasi, the sannyasi, how detached and how pure, how with all things he is living, that kind of he live. That the Atmano Mokshartham is there, Jagatitaya also is there, seeking. They both go always together. I mean, the enjoyment of woman and gold. It is risky to put a typhoid patient in the room where pitchers of water and jugs of pickled tamarind are kept. Most of the people do not feel any longing for God unless they have once passed through the experience of wealth, name, fame, creature comforts, and the like. All these. Some people will be aspiring for name and fame. They want to become, people must clap them. Many people have that desire. One is recognition. I must be recognized in the people. Amidst the people, I am not cared for, I am not attended to. These things come into picture. They become dejected. Why people are not talking to me? They don't take it as a grace of God. I can devote more time. They seek recognition, then acceptance. People must accept me, and people must praise me. These three things will be, this is the desire for name and fame. Putraishana, Vittaishana, Lokaishana. Putraishana, desire for progeny. Putraishana, Vittaishana, for wealth and possessions. And Lokaishana, for name and fame. So this, somehow in sannyasa life we give up Putraishana and Vittaishana, but to give up the third one, Lokaishana, is most difficult one even in sannyasa life. Once they pass through, experience wealth, name, fame, creature comforts, and the like, that is to say, unless they have seen through these enjoyments. Once it is, they acquire and see what is there, what for. Whether people blame or praise, it doesn't matter. They are not the people to judge at all. Brahmo, who is really bad, man or woman? Master, as there are women endowed with Vidya Shaktis, so also there are women with Avidya Shaktis. A woman endowed with spiritual attributes leads man to God, but woman who is embodiment of delusion makes him forget God and drowns him in the ocean of worldliness. The women, there are first when the author of this book, M goes to Sri Ramakrishna, he asks this question: is your wife a Vidya or Avidya? Endowed with Vidya or Avidya? He doesn't know the difference between Vidya and Avidya. There he gets confused. Anyway, here we see that Vidya is what helps man to, that's why the term used is Dharma Patni, who is a partner in Dharma, to make a person live in the according to the laws of nature, Dharma. Living according to the laws of nature is Dharma. So, in tune with nature, in tune with the divine, because the nature of man is to depend on women or depend on God. There are only two dependencies for his fulfillment. The thing is he has been endowed with a body which always seeks enjoyment. This is Bhoga Sharira, man's. Woman's body is Tyaga Sharira, is an object of sacrifice. The same thing in the highest level of sacrifice we see only in God. Premarpana, Pranarpana. You will not see anywhere else to the extent of giving all to others without unconditionally. That's why even when Swamiji writes about Sri Ramakrishna, he uses these two terms in his Arati song, Pranarpana, Premarpana. The same thing a woman is supposed to do, the Pranarpana and Premarpana, to make that this is the divine quality. If she has not attained to higher levels of consciousness, then it falls. Womanhood is always associated and protected by motherhood. There is mother who is always there, present in a woman, because the Divine Mother has two aspects. One is self-preservation and preservation of species. This act she is doing herself through number of bodies. It is not only human, in animals, in plants, there is male and female principle working. Everywhere it is working. Because to keep the thing in different ways, even water source you see, the water evaporating, again raining down, is a process, cyclic process. The plant is maintaining its cyclic process. All these things, whole thing, what is the word, has to remain and continue in its own way. It cannot escape because it's a part of nature. One day, otherwise, you see that vegetation is not there, human existence is not there, no animals, no this one. It is possible only when karma is not there. But every jiva is loaded with karma, past karmas, and all this has to be maintained, and the law has to go on. So, those who have finished this part has the other entrance here, when the same fulfillment, this leads to life of fulfillment. It doesn't give fulfillment, but leads to the life of Life of fulfillment can come only in the life, spiritual life, where he identifies himself with the spiritual existence independent of body. This total independence from the external bodily level to enter into the inner world of spirit is the basis of whole thing. And here we see that is the Vidya, Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. So the women group is split into Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. This is also is not constant. It is a process of evolution. It is here also is a process of, but at all times, whether she is Avidya Maya or Vidya Maya, there is a mother in her at all times. So this mother is a part of Divine Mother. She is ever a mother. She may be a woman for some time, but it disappears. It appears and disappears. The purpose is served, it disappears. But woman is a mother, is essentially the basis of existence. This is Vidya is the always Vidya is the thing which is taking root back to the source, both in men and women. So in case of women, at all times, just like divine in man that is the only source. Man has to go to the divine, because divine is transcendental aspect. Here in women, they need not go to the transcendental aspect. Transcendental is manifesting as mother here. It is available to women, it is available at all times, the transcendental reality as the motherhood in them. Men don't have the transcendental aspect at all times being a part of their existence. They have to transcend and go and experience. These people can experience, therefore they can be always helpful to man to help him to go back to the source. These women who can draw the divine and manifest their motherhood, they become the sources of release of the man when they are together. Even otherwise, any woman can look upon any person as a child and make the child realize God, expressing the total motherhood. There we see they are said to be saints. How, just imagine Meera or Anda or any woman devotee, women saint, how many people they have released and gone, how many people they have given mukti and gone. So that aspect, this universe is created by Mahamaya of God, the great deluding power. Mahamaya contains both Vidya Maya, the illusion of knowledge, and Avidya Maya, illusion of ignorance. Both are Maya. Though through the help of Vidya Maya one cultivates such virtues as taste for holy company, knowledge, devotion, love and renunciation. Avidya Maya consists of 5 elements and the objects of 5 senses. Form, rupa, flavor, smell, touch and sound. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Sagandha. These 5 sense objects. These make one forget God, because senses are outgoing. Normal things need not be tempting things. They keep him, anything you see in the world, it's making you forget God. Just look outside, it is making you forget God. There is no good or bad in that. There is no temptation, but it is making you forget God. Can you penetrate through that and see the divine and get inspiration from within to meet that. These make, through the help of Vidya Maya, one cultivates virtues as the taste for holy company, satsanga, knowledge through studies and sitting at the feet of Guru and listening, devotion. Devotion is where I keep the duality between God and me and sacrifice. Love. Love is where I don't keep the duality but long to merge in God. Duality keeping is serving. I serve God is devotion. I am devoted to God. I love God is to merge in God. Love and renunciation. They love renunciation also. Renunciation is the overgrowing from the worldly needs. Simple definition you have to take is, I am growing up like childhood. Child is growing to youth. He doesn't need any play articles anymore. Toys and all he doesn't need. Nor he cares for them. So growth, renunciation is growing from the all seeking of the all worldly needs of life. So renunciation, these things are products of Vidya Maya. There are two jurisdictions. We are in the Avidya Maya, we will be living, seeking something in the world. When we enter the Vidya Maya, we will be releasing ourselves from all bonds of the world and aspiring for higher life of purity, devotion, and all, which leads us to everlasting peace and joy, ever total freedom from the nature forever. Avidya Maya consists of 5 elements, that is Pancha Mahabhutas. This world consists of even our body, with which we identify as soon as we wake up. This is the highest Pancha Mahabhutas. All are just gross elements, nothing else. How we identify and say, I am this body, and start seeking the needs of body. The objects of 5 elements, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, these make one forget God. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.